Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Sweet Charity Smith here with Harvest Marketing Cafe. We are going to be making soy candles today in containers. So you're gonna need some soy wax. I'm using Freedom Soy Container Wax from Amazon. And then you're gonna need some tins or jars of your liking. These are 4-ounce gold tins with caps that I get on Amazon. You will need a thermometer. I use a laser thermometer. You can use a candy thermometer. You're going to need pitcher, pour pot to melt your wax. You will need wicks. These are cotton wicks. They come with these tabs to secure the wicks, but that's not my favorite, so I use a hot glue gun to secure them. Then this isn't a must. You can use popsicle sticks or whatever to stabilize the wicks, but you do want to have something to stabilize the wicks after you pour your wax into your containers. So these are pretty cool and they're fairly cheap. You'll need something to cut the wicks. You can just use scissors, but these little buggers, they're pretty cool. Because they can go down after the fact and clip your wick while it's in there. Pretty nice, huh? Yeah, so, and then you'll also need fragrance oil. I am using Christmas Wreath 508 from Crafter's Choice off Wholesale Supplies Plus. I chose that because, well, 'tis the season, but also it is phthalate free and they consider it non-toxic. I don't know. But anyway, as far as fragrance oils goes, it seems to be fairly clean. So using that. But when you're dealing with fragrance oils, you want to protect yourself because they're pretty strong. And even though I can't really smell, as some of you may know, that doesn't mean that it doesn't get in there. Mask, gloves. Oh, you'll need a heat source. So I use a portable Elite Gourmet little range, like electric range, but you can use a double boiler on the stove or a Pyrex in the microwave. It's just, I found that the portable electric is so much easier. And here's the pour pot, and then just something to stir the wax with once it gets to temperature. You're gonna take the soy wax temperature, the Freedom Soy Wax, up to 160, 170. You can pour your fragrance in at that point, stir it for about a minute or two. You don't want to aggressively stir it, but you want to stir it to incorporate it for about a minute or two. And then you're gonna wait until that temperature drops down to about 145 degrees. And you're going to pour your wax into your containers that have your wicks that are already glued down or stuck down or whatever. Then after that, you will stabilize the wicks. Let the magic happen. You'll let them sit for 24 to 48 to 72 hours, undisturbed. You wanna get started? Let's do it. Okay, we're back and our temperature on our wax has reached 145 degrees, which is great for pour temperature for this Freedom Wax. I've got a scale, a digital scale with a piece of wax paper on top. My tin, I'm gonna tear that out. It weighs 0.75 ounces. Tear it out. And now I'm gonna measure this to 3 ounces, and then I really shouldn't need to measure the rest of them. So I can go by look. Here we go. Okay. Now it's gonna be hot when you pick it up, so be careful. And you might be wondering why we're not using these little buggers yet. It's fine. We're gonna do it after we pour because otherwise you're playing too close to the game there. I don't even know what that means. What? And if this is your first time, just you're all right, okay? You're all right. I mean, I can't even talk about, there was a time where I made wax melts. This was years ago, and I don't know what happened. I don't know, but all of them, still hot and liquidy, exploded. Like they fell over onto the floor. That was so fun. Anyway. And if you short pour some of these, that's all right. You can go back in, it's still hot enough. It's not gonna mess anything up. You're okay. All right, well, we've got a little bit left because as I realize I miscalculated. So stand by. Okay, I've got a tiny 2-ounce one right here that will probably take the rest of my wax. Okay, now I take these little wick stabilizers and put them right on top. They've got like a little notch right here where you can shove the wick into to hold it, but I haven't really found that that is necessary. But if you do, that's why it's there, okay? Once you do this, you're not gonna really wanna move things. So make sure that you pour in a spot where you're comfortable leaving the candles till they cool, which can take a while. Okay, and once they are all cooled, which like I said, it can take a while, and you probably want to let them cure for 24 hours at least. I like to leave mine for about 72 hours just to make sure that everything is all solidified in there. And then what you'll do is trim your wick down to about a 1/4 inch. I guess I don't need this anymore. Trim it down to about a 1/4 inch before you light it. And then on your first light with these candles, you want to make sure that it burns for at least 4 hours. Why? Because what's gonna happen is when you light your candle, and this is what the candle will look like when it's all said and done, okay? So when you light your candle, it burns from the center first, right? So it's gonna burn from the center first, and if you don't let it burn long enough for all of the wax all the way to the outer edge to get melty, then it's gonna create a hole. And so then the next time you go light it, right, this will be the wax that gets super melty first, and it will continue to dig all the way down without ever burning the outside. So just to explain why, if you've read on certain, on the candles that say burn for 4 hours, at least the first burn, that's why, just to create even pooling so that there's not a giant tunnel and then you waste your whole candle, and that's crummy because these are expensive and a labor of love, right? This is what it's gonna look like, okay? And I hope that you had fun making candles. If you don't wanna make them, you can buy them from me at harvestmarketandcafe.com. I also have an Etsy store, Harvest Market and Cafe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Harvest Market and Cafe. Or of course you can find me, Sweet Charity Smith, because that's who I am. Anyway, if you like this video, please let me know. Thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Also, if you have any questions about any of this, I would love to try to answer them. I don't consider myself an expert in anything, but I am very curious and I love to learn. So if you have any tips for me, love to hear them. And just, have some fun with these. Be well, everybody. Links will all be in the description below. I'll see you next time. Thanks.